Hello friends, welcome back to Absolute Punjab. We started to use the signs to make vowel signs because in Punjabi I told you we don't use letters to make a vowel sound. So we use some signs. We already discussed Khanna, Sihari, Bihari, Onkar, Dolankar, Lama, Dolama. The next sound, like sign rather, not sound, sign is HORA, which gives us the sound of O. And this sign goes on the top of the letter like this. Say this is the line, and it could be any letter. It goes on the top. So the letter goes under. I wrote down here HORA to tell you the name of the sound sign, and it goes on the top. This is haha, this is rara, so this is kanna, so it makes the sound HORA. I'll give you some examples. As I said, when we complete these signs, we will start to write down the lengthy letters so that you can make letters, words, and that you can join multi letters with different signs to make different sounds, and then we can start to write down lines. And now we have a few these signs, and I want to finish this. Then I will start to make longer sentences. I give you some examples. If you remember these alphabets, 35 letters, first I can say more. Something like this. Mama for M, then this is Mama for M and HORA on the top. This is Rara for R, which is in English is a peacock. Can write them just like this. Peacock. I'm not really worried about the meaning because then we start to write down, and we will learn the different meanings of different words, which is a little bit harder at this time. I will start to make a few lessons where we learn to speak Punjabi, but this time some people who already they know how to speak a little bit, so these lessons are especially for them. And the next one, they're easy. For example, there's the Punjabi Indian drum. We call it tol, or you can write down drum in English, but I will tell you how to use this sound. So there is one letter like this, which is called tada. So o to, then lalla, to make the sound of a toll. Sometimes some people call it dole, but this is not dole. This is a toll in Punjabi. And I can use some more letters like this, or I can write down a fat man, or we call mota. So you know that mama, tenka. So this will be mut. So if I want to write down mota, I have to put hora, kanna is become mota, which is usually a fat man but male. But if we want to write down a fat woman, overweight woman, chubby or something like fat, we call moti, like the sign T, instead of mota we call moti. And the reason I'm saying this, because you remember we used Bihari to make the sound E. So if we just do like this is Bihari, so this become moti. And if we say parrot is called tota in Punjabi, a parrot is tota. So you remember the sound tata. This is again tata. So this doesn't make any sound. But if we put hora on the top, kanna, this become tota, which is peacock, a parrot. And I can use one or two more examples. Any kind of note, we can use a different the words or the meaning, but if we want to write down note in Punjabi or Hindi, because in Hindi and Punjabi we widely use this word as a note. So for N, like no, nanna, is in Punjabi like this. This is nanna, and you remember for ta, t, which is tanka. So we will put hora on the top. It become note, or we can use another word, quote. If for C or K, the sound where the C or K sound is like ka, we use kaka. And again, tanka for T and become coat. If we want to make it the sound like a kota, because sometimes from Punjabi word where we give some sort of allowance to someone, we call kota. So we can put kanna, and like before, if we write down koti, which is some sort of like a sweater, we can make this sign like this, Bihari koti. The reason I'm using these, because you must have to remember the previous signs we used, because when we will write down longer words, you have to remember all these signs and the letters. I can use so many these letters to make the sound O, but we don't have to use so many. I can write down something like that. Some other, like a thief. In Punjabi is called chor. So ch makes sound cha, but in Punjabi, as I said, we don't use two letters to make one sound. So we have chicha like this, and rara for R. So we just put on the top. It doesn't matter if the sound, which way the sign is slightly different. It doesn't matter, because even when we write down English, we understand, like this line is supposed to be cut here, or this is supposed to be joining. We understand. So the same way in Punjabi, it's not really perfect. It's okay. We can use one or two other, like when we someone speak, we call bowl or bolda. So we can write down Baba for B and Lalla for L. Then we can say bowl. Bowl means the word, the sound when we say bowl. But bolda means noun, that the person who is talking. So if we want to write down bolda, then we can put dada for the, then kanna, this is bolda. That means a male. If we want to write down female, we say boldi, then this become Bihari, which is boldi. And we can write down something like a hat. We call hat like this. We call hat a topi in Punjabi language. So Tanka for T, and Papa for P. And you remember Tanka, Papa, it will say something like top. So if you want to write down O sound, toe, HORA, and Papa we will put Bihari, which become Topi. We can use some slightly longer words where I will use one or two other signs which we already learned. Then we will try to finish this lesson. We don't want to make it too long, just a few more words. You can write down 2-3 more words. For example, we can write down HOR. This is don't be confused by the English. This is like more. We call it HOR. So for HOR, haha for H, and then rara for R, HORA on the top, which is HOR like more. And I will use like one or two more words. Probably you remember the movie Sholay. So if we write down in Punjabi, Sasa for S, Lalla for L, Lama to make the sound A, and this. Actually, this will be pronounced Sole. We will discuss the dot on the bottom. If you remember, we started to use 5 more words. So if I put here dot in the bottom instead of Sole, it become Shole. And I will just use maybe 1 or 2 more words. We can use a small basket. If we want to use this, the word basket, if it's the big basket, we call tokra. Tenka, kaka, ara, rara. So it become takra. So we want to make tokra like this. If we want to use this word as a tokri, which is a small basket, so instead of kanna, we will use Bihari here. This is tokri. To stop someone, we call rokna. So we can write down like this: rara for R, kaka for K. This is nana, not like N. I explained before. This makes the sound slightly lighter. Instead of na, we say na, na, na. You don't have to remember that. So to make the sound a, na, and as I said, rokna, hora. This is rokna, to stop. And I think these some small words should be enough to explain the sound of HORA, to make the sound O. Sometime probably in English they write down O and A at some time, like hod, some other words like this. But in Punjabi there is only one sign to make the sound O. And the next one is Kannada. We will use this in the next lesson. And that will make the sound of O. Instead of this is O, that will be to make the sound O. That will be in the next lesson. I hope you find it easy to learn. Actually, it's not really that easy to learn the new language, as I said before. But still, you have to try to learn this. And I see you in the next lesson. Please subscribe, and God bless you.